Believe it or not, it is almost award season again. You've seen the For Your Consideration signs all around town, and voting is just around the corner. The LA Times entertainment team has been posting a series of Emmy Contender chats, introducing and reintroducing some of the actors in your favorite TV shows. Michael Ordonez has interviewed many of the stars. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we've decided we have to quit our jobs so we can just watch TV all day because it's all so good.
You have very little choice.
Speaking of choices, you had to make choices about who you're going to talk to. What was the criteria? How'd you choose these folks?
Well, it's often people who are probably going to get Emmy nominations or whom we think should get some attention. For instance, Ralph Macchio, who's on Cobra Kai, that's a show that not a lot of people are seeing yet. It's on YouTube Premium, so people don't get to watch it much, but that show's really good.
I watched the whole thing because of you, binged it, and it's fantastic. 10 episodes, 22 minutes, but they're picking up the story of the two rivals from the Karate Kid, but the ghost of that movie is there.
War never ends. Peace is just the lull between battles. The real story's only just begun.
You want to finish this?
Bring it on.
I was afraid when I first heard about it that it was going to be kind of kitschy and too nostalgia-oriented, but they've really thought this thing through. There are themes running through it, and the acting's very good. They've really thought about the characters. Macchio has made a point of really involving the Miyagi legacy, so it's a very well-thought-out show.
The Miyagi-isms, they're not just made up. It makes sense. You know, I always say you walk left side, you're safe. You walk right side, you're safe. You walk down the middle, you're gonna get squished like a grape.
He's very protective of the legacy of the Karate Kid movies, of course. I mean, it's part of who he is. And he felt that this approach was going to be respectful and intelligent and creative, and it is.
Speaking of legacies, Mark Hamill, for those of us who thought that Mark Hamill didn't do much between Star Wars movies, he had this huge career I didn't even know about till I watched your interview.
Oh, good God. What is it, more than 300 credits he has? Yeah, he's never stopped working ever.
Voiceovers.
Tons and tons of voiceovers. He's been playing the Joker on many Batman animated series and features since.
How the high and mighty forget. Don't you remember? You, me, Sally, and the gang.
We only asked him one Star Wars question because they put a gun to my head and said you have to ask him one Star Wars question. He was really there to talk about Nightfall. When he talked about Star Wars with us, he was talking about how the Star Wars fandom has affected kids and the difference that he feels like he can make sometimes. He talked about going to hospitals and visiting kids in hospitals and kind of making their day.
They'll write like, hey, we didn't see Luke's metal hand fall to the rock when he disappeared and left his robes behind.
Yeah, the kids say that, you know, I've lost my arm, but because I saw what happened to you, you know, and Nightfall is what in a sentence?
In a sentence, it's about the Knights Templar, and he is the very hard-driven trainer of the Knights Templar.
When he stands with his brothers, committed to his purpose, he is no longer alone. He is now part of an impenetrable force.
The pestilence and the disease and it's just, as I say, all the glamour of the 14th century.
Right.
But I mean, I'm one of those people that I don't feel good unless I have a shower every morning. I don't think these guys ever shower. They use body odor as a weapon. Yeah.
Another fan favorite who's back in a new series called Good Girls is Christina Hendricks. We remember her as the secretary in Mad Men.
Yes. Oh, yeah, she's, this new show is very, very different from that one, but she's a very good interview because she's super smart and dedicated to what she's doing. What made you choose to take the role of Beth?
I loved that she was a really modern woman with very modern problems, children, finances, husband, cheating, all these different things.
Why do we have hardly anything in our accounts?
I made a few bad decisions at work.
Oh, honey, what can we do?
And fans love her, male and female.
Oh, yeah, you're not kidding. We had a ton of fan questions, mostly from women, talking about how much they love her, and they know about it. They know that she has been, that she's been on stage. They ask her intimate questions about her character, and of course about her character's sort of romance with a bad boy on the show.
I robbed a grocery store.
How much did we get?
We got more than the 30 grand.
How much more?
Christina Applegate. What's Dead to Me about?
Dead to me is, it's about a woman who is coping with the death of her husband. She goes to a grief counseling group and meets a woman there who's kind of her opposite, but they become dear friends anyway. That woman's played by Linda Cardellini.
I'm Judy. Jen, I hope this isn't weird. Can I give you a hug?
No,
Okay.
I desperately want you to say that you and Linda Cardellini are friends in real life.
We are.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We really have a bond that's just, I've never had that with a partner in ever.
Really what's remarkable about it is that it's a comedy, a very serious drama, and a mystery all at the same time, and does all of them well.
Well, Christina has that range, doesn't she, from her earliest days?
Yeah, she's done a lot of work that I think most people don't know about, so I didn't know that she had that kind of dramatic range, but watching this show, she is for real.
You must be grateful to have such incredible talent on your shows.
Oh yeah, well, we get some pretty good people on our shows, no doubt, and we have some good ones coming up, and you know, I think they're happy to be on these shows because, on our chats, because we try to make it fun, and of course they're being talked about in the context of being awards contenders, which is not such a bad thing. And I think that they're seen by a lot of potential voters.
Right.
So those are positives for the people who are on it.
All right. Thanks so much, Michael, for coming in and sharing. Again, we're going to have to quit our jobs to watch all of this television.
It's the only way.
All of the Emmy Contender chats can be found at latimes.com.